Hey guys,
Hey,
Robin,
Jack,
we're the Inwits, and we are back again. Again for us, the second time my phone is playing up once more. We don't know why, it's a mystery to us.
No,
I swear there's enough space.
we're going to make a film about this.
Yeah, maybe.
And
Speaking of films, look, the 7 of you that maybe 5 of you that watch this, my film has just been accepted into a film festival in Berlin. So that's kind of exciting. It's pretty
Very
fun.
exciting.
So if you haven't seen it and you do want to watch what I do outside of this silly little thing that we do here, that we do weekly and bloody love, YouTube, we'll look on YouTube for Revolving Door Productions and find that in the search. You'll find my film company. And the film is called The Resurgence. So have a watch, give it a like, give it a subscribe, and all that really fun stuff that's great for me.
Yeah.
But that's a bit of a shameless plug. And shall we get on with...
I think you should mention it's live action Pokemon.
Oh, it's a live action Pokemon film
Yeah.
set in the future with a dark twist for adults.
There you go.
You know, it's a pretty brutal film. Not brutal, it's not a brutal film, but it's
No, it's
based
not.
on a world where Pokemon or animals, whichever way you want to look at it, are extinct because of human greed and corruption and pollution, hunting and all that sort of stuff. So it's pretty nice little film, I
It's
think.
a gritty world. It's a great
Yeah, gritty little world, and that's what it is. So go check it out. Remember, it's Revolving Door Productions on YouTube, and the film's called The Resurgence,
That's it.
which is a Pokemon fan film.
Yeah.
All right,
Episode 19 and 20.
Survivor.
Let's
not my
go.
thing. Let's get into it. Let's do this. All right.
Episode
Okay.
19, Brian decides that... well, I guess the first thing is that they do the challenge, or they go to the council and they find out whoever they're voting out is Dead Man Walking.
Yes. Is that the first? Yeah. No, it is.
Or
It is.
actually, is it at
'Cause
the end of the
no,
immunity, did he say?
Yeah, I don't know where it was. I think it was at Tribal, because there was that immunity, and that was the one Shonee won, didn't she? That was the leg one. Shonee wins that, which was great, and we get because that's really all that really happened. Dead man walking.
That's right, exactly.
That's what we've got in that first thing, and you said just before that it's the deja vu thing because
Yeah,
it's
it
just,
is a bit
it's
deja
like
vu.
it's the liking.
It's the exile
Send him
beach
to exile.
kind
Send
of thing.
Tegan to exile.
That's
Bring her
right.
back. Vote Tegan.
So
off.
you're voting. You're doing two tribals to get one
One
result.
vote. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're obviously not happy with that twist.
No, I wasn't unhappy. I think Dead Man Walking. It wasn't very sparky.
Yeah. Look, I just
I was to say that.
yeah. I think Dead Man Walking a twist is good when it doesn't affect something so dramatically or it affects everybody.
Exactly.
I think. Whereas this really gives an advantage to one side. We've got a clear split. One side wins and they get an even bigger advantage. They're already on top.
Yeah.
And now they're even further on top.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the problem. I wouldn't have minded if 100%, and there could have been, but Steve could go out and find an idol.
Yeah, I think that would have helped.
That would have brought the twist in, but also brought a secondary twist that
That's
they
right.
wouldn't have counted for.
Or an advantage, or something.
Or something to give, because it was...
But I suppose it's hard to give somebody who's just been voted out an advantage, you know? But then on
it's
Exile, they do normally put something there.
Sometimes there's an idol out, and sometimes there's something out in Exile, which actually... Has there been something on Exile in Australian Survivor? I don't think there has.
There has on American, but not on...
Oh, always American, as you always see that.
Remember Debbie?
You want to go to Exile to get the advantage.
Well, Debbie got to me. What's his name?
Oh, yeah, Cochrane.
Cochrane.
That was the worst advantage ever. Like,
oh, Cochrane, you've changed the way I'm going to play the game.
no,
right.
that was the worst advantage. But the thing about that is we have this, it just becomes... And Steve doesn't... Well, there could have been an idol, but Steve never looked for it.
Well, no, look, let's talk about something you brought up. Would you have voted for Steve?
I would not have voted for Steve.
And why not?
Because Steve has no strategical impact in my... If I was Brian or any of the 3 other girls, Steve has no impact or is not even trying, and he said it. He said it, the fact that I haven't even started talking to them. I haven't talked to Shonee and Fenella. He hasn't.
He said that in Tribal.
He said that. He openly said that. So voting for Steve becomes a really wasted opportunity to shut someone up who has power.
Exactly.
You take away a Sharn's vote. What she's already hustling. Her hustle, she has to hustle greater than she already is to make that potentially do anything. Like it wasn't even doing anything.
That's right. I mean, how much are you going to pay attention to somebody who comes up to you and it goes, I've got this really great plan.
You can't do anything
but
about
you
it.
can't vote for it.
So pointless.
Yeah, so it's pointless.
So 100%.
So you need to shut down
You know, and this is my whole thing is I really like a lot of this gameplay that we're seeing, and I'm liking what Brian's doing. I just feel like this was a big mistake. I think there's two big mistakes, and I guess it's working for his game plan, but I just think shutting Sharn up as far as taking away her power to vote was so much more important than taking away someone who really doesn't have any strategical impact. Yep. He's just a number.
Yep.
Don't take away just a number.
No.
Take away someone who is in control.
Exactly, that's right.
And that would have really played to strength. And then get rid of Steve, because you want to get rid of him anyway. And then when you get rid of Steve, you still have Sharn who cannot vote, giving you even more power.
I think the other thing is, like, Brian's relying on Monika at this stage. And yet Sharn is going after Monika like a bat out of hell.
And you know what? Maybe there is something. You know, if you keep smashing your head against a brick wall, maybe it might crack.
Sometime it might. Look, we also think that maybe Brian and Monika are keeping something quiet. Well, some sort of strategic alliance.
I'd say, exactly. They've been on the bottom too. They've been out, and maybe not that Monika really knew, as far as like she was kind of like Sam, had really no intention, but that moment, and it's that pivotal moment on the beach where Benji came up and said, they're wanting to go you two.
Yeah.
And Monika went, oh, they want me out of here.
Yeah.
And that moment there is kind of her and Brian became a closer thing.
That's right.
You know, and it's not obvious. It's not a Shonee and Fenella.
Exactly.
It's not a Shanella.
That's right, which is very obvious.
Yeah.
But no, look, I'm not...
on top of that, now you say it's very obvious.
You say you made two mistakes.
Well, yeah, but I just want to say yes, it's obvious because they're the only two contenders. Yes, they're good friends. Yes, they've known each other from the start.
That's right.
But you have made the only person who has made effort to include them is Brian.
Absolutely.
So the others have not. So yes, of course there are two.
Of course.
Just like you guys are a three. So it's a moot point.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a three, and you're not breaking up from that three because you're together. So I don't consider them a power couple per se. Yes, they're two votes, but you're three votes.
That's what I was about to say. If they're a power couple, then you're a power threesome.
Yeah, without any power.
Exactly. At the moment.
Yeah.
But I think the big problem in the game at the moment isn't like, I think Brian's playing well. I think the girls are doing a great job. Yeah. They're also doing a great job of keeping Monika with them.
And like you said, Monika's doing a great job at making Sharn believe. And I was just like, Monika is the most ill-equipped person I've seen on Survivor in a long time. But maybe she's found her strength in her game.
I think she has.
And playing up to the dumb bimbo beauty pageant girl is her strength. And good on her for doing that.
Yeah, she's got Shane and Sharn convinced twice now that she's flipped and distraught about the decisions she's making. She's neither. And how crazy is it for Sharn to be going back saying, I've got her 100% this time? This time. Last time you didn't. What makes you even think that, she's with her? She's really guilty. She feels really guilty about what she did before, and she wants to make amends. And I go back to that last vote when Monika cast her vote for Steve. She held up the card and she said, Steve, you're in my way of where I need to go. Yeah. And she was deadpan. Like, there was no emotion there. She was just like, you need to go. And she said that. She said, like, you know, you might think it's strong for your game, but what's strong? Like, someone might be a threat for your game, but they're not for my game or for someone else, another person's game. That was the cleverest thing she's thrown out there, because she's correct. Brian is so good for her game. Yeah. He's a strategic powerhouse for her game to stay with him. Absolutely. Going across to a 3, and like you said, I think this is the problem though. This is really what it's a big problem. The big problem is the champions sticking together. If Sharn broke away and said, I'm done with Steve and Shane, I'm a free agent, let's work. But they keep trying to say, we're together. Monika, come to us. Brian, come to us. But where are these people going to be? They're going to be number 4. One, you're already on the bottom with no power, and you're going to the people on the top, trying to get them to go from being in control to not being in control of their own game. It's the ridiculous sell. We've gotten to the point in this game where the champion alliance is destroying the individual's game in that alliance. They can't make individual moves outside that alliance, and they just refuse to. But that's why? Right. Your game plan is going to be decimated unless you go, these two, you know what? I want 500,000. Exactly. I don't give a rat's. Yes, I care about them as friends, and that's part of the beauty of this game, that you are going to build friendships, but you've got to vote them out at the same time. Instead of Sharn going to instead of Sharn and Shane going to Brian and going, let's, Brian, come on back to the champions, be number 4. Maybe Sharn should be going to Brian and going, hey, Brian, I've cut my ties with these two. I'm on board. What do you want?
Steve, you want Steve out of here?
Yeah,
Let's go.
Steve's gone. Steve's gone. Go to the girls. Go to Shonee and Fenella and go, hey, guys, how long are you planning? What do you want to do? Brian's a big threat. I'm on board if you want to vote. Or if you want to get rid of Steve.
This goes into what Benji tried to do, which Benji probably did this gameplay probably a little early and got rid of his allies.
Yes.
When your allies can't get you off the bottom, now you can cut ties with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you can get in with your enemy and get closer to them and build that bond up to then be able to blindside them later.
Yeah.
But to try and keep getting them, try and keep the power on your side. You have no power. Accept you have no power and be comfortable with the fact that you are not in control of the game. But you are in control of your own fate.
Absolutely.
And you can relinquish more power and sit under and do what a Shonee and Fenella and Monika, but more so Shonee and Fenella doing, and go to Sandra. As long as it isn't me.
As long as it isn't me.
But you just keep fighting this thing to regain power that gives you no hope.
That's right. She's trying, like Sharn is really particularly bad at this. She's trying to lift 2 other people with her. You got to cut them and you got to go and play your individual game. It's almost like they're just so wedded to the idea of the champions that they feel unsafe outside. Like they're not willing to step out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, but they, it's not an easy road for them. But God, that would make it a lot easier. Or at least gets them another. It gets them another vote, and it gets them. You know what? If I get rid of Steve now, next time we're getting rid of Shane.
Exactly.
Cool.
That's right.
And then maybe I'll use I'll use those 3 days or 6 days or however long.
If Sharn or whoever was thinking about this correctly, they'd be sitting there and going, well, the girls want to get rid of Steve because he's a big threat.
Yeah.
Physical threat, right? Well, who's the next big physical threat? Well, the guy they're in cahoots with.
Yeah.
So if I go to them individually and say, look, I'm willing to get on board with you guys. What do you want to do? The chances are they're going to go Brian.
Yeah. Well, the chances are, sweet, it's going to be Steve. Then it's going to be Shane or Sharn, whoever's doing this.
Yeah.
And then you've had enough time to go, if Brian doesn't win, we need to get rid of him because none of us win immunity.
That's it.
Bang. It's such a simple situation to give yourself an opportunity. You're giving yourself no opportunity in this.
Playing the Champions Alliance is just killing their game. It's killing it.
Yeah.
The guys that are playing all the game at the moment are Shonee and Fenella, Monika and Brian.
Yep.
They're the one playing the game.
Yeah.
The champions are just like standing on their hill and they're willing to die on it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, this is our game. But is it the fact that they want to be honourable? Is that it?
No, I think it's almost mule stubbornness that no contender can get in. You know what I mean? It's almost like...
Yeah.
It's just that... And we saw it with Matt as well. Just as long as no contenders in the final 2.
Who cares?
Who cares? As long as I'm in final 2.
Yeah, as long as one of those people in the final 2 is me.
Me!
Because then I've got a chance to win
50-50.
Or $500,000.
Yeah, exactly, right? So they're not thinking that way. They're thinking somehow this has got to be a champions game.
It's crazy. Just relinquish a bit of power. Know your position in the game and know when to try and be powerful and when to relinquish it and just give in. You know, and that's just not happening on that side.
No.
But before I go into these mistakes, I think Brian has made is going into the reward challenge. If Monika didn't sail paddle halfway back to Australia, because she missed it by a mile.
Yeah, she did.
If that challenge stayed close, we did discuss this just in our last take. But clearly, Brian.
I would have thrown it.
Thrown the challenge.
Absolutely. I would have let the 2 girls take Monika to a feast and...
Let them have a good time.
Yeah. Build that alliance.
Because they're going to have a shitty time down on the beach, but let them have a great time there.
That's right. And more importantly, keep Shane and Sharn on the beach.
Which, again, wherever they are is irrelevant, really, because Shane and Sharn are still going to try and pitch to you.
Exactly.
But they're going to try and pitch to you when they're a little bit more upset because they're not eating chicken.
Exactly. That's right.
They're not having the curry.
That's right.
You know?
Why give them the protein?
Yeah, so I would have if there was an opportunity, but there was just no way you could have thrown that.
Exactly. There was no way Brian could throw it that long.
Yeah, you cannot be missing for an hour.
Having said that, look at the way Shonee and Fenella treated Monika when she got back.
Yeah.
It was really good. Like, well done, Monika. Yeah, we still believe you.
And that's a really
they
awesome
really
thing.
embraced her.
It's a really awesome thing to see that someone who has performed possibly the worst I've seen for a very, very long time in challenges across the board. To be encouraged, you know, like you said, the original Survivor, as Jack's been watching the old ones, if you weren't good at challenges, you were gone. Whereas this one, you know what? Monika is breaking, you know, yes, she sucked jumping off the big build, into the water. She sucked at that on the grand scheme of things. But for Monika, she broke her own barriers. That's a really awesome encouragement to encourage someone who's just getting out of their comfort zone. Yes, whether they are very good or not very good at it, they're still out of their comfort zone. And that's a huge thing. And to support that...
Absolutely.
Of course, you're gonna
Well, look, I don't know if it's genuine or if it's just a strategic move, but they're doing the right thing to Monika.
I think it's genuine. I think that's genuine.
I think it would be genuine, but I'm just saying, even as a strategic move, though, it's still the right thing to do because you are building those bonds with Monika.
Instead of giving a Sharn patronising sort of, I think you're intelligent.
Oh my God! When Sharn pulled her aside and said, "I think you're a really strong, intelligent woman." And it was pretty obvious that was not what she was thinking.
Yeah, that's not what she's thinking.
And she was trying to say the other girls don't even think as highly of you as I do. Yeah. Which was even less.
It's just a woeful, poor effort by Sharn to try
and Monika was like, yes, I believe you.
Yeah,
this is what she says. I'm 100% with you on that, you know?
It's just so well done to Monika for
I think Monika's playing really well. I think Brian's playing really well. And you're going to say why he made mistakes. I'm going to say what he did well.
So, look, I think he's still playing a good game. It's just, I feel like, to me, that is a $500,000 mistake. One, giving Dead Man Walking to the wrong person. But two, voting the Dead Man Walking person out when they still have another chance to have more power is a really, really... Maybe it's a bold move. Maybe it's that much confidence. But to me, we're at the final stages of the game. Yes, you have an idol. But that's
not... Yeah, the issue is, though, have a look at Steve. Steve is the one who wanted... The girls wanted Shane.
Yeah.
Now, I would have preferred Shane over Steve. I would have preferred Sharn over everybody else.
Sharn's the number one I'd want out.
Number one, right? Because she is just the social dynamic behind that alone.
She's pushing for the win.
Absolutely.
If you get rid of her, what's Steve going to do? He's going to sit on the beach and
meditate, right? What's Shane going to do? Well, she's going to sit in the hut and
try and do something, but she can't do anything anymore.
That's right. So I think you're right about that. So voting Steve, let's look at Steve. What's his social game?
What? There isn't a social game.
What did Brian say? 42 days.
42 days, and you finally started talking. And some of the stuff
if he said that, if Brian says that, right? Think about that, Brian. If he hasn't talked for 42 days,
it's okay.
He has no social game.
And it's okay if he doesn't talk for 43 or 44.
Exactly. That's right. Okay. Exactly. Right.
You know?
And he's not a physical threat.
And he looks like a physical threat. And he almost won one. Yeah. At the same time, he choked and Brian came back.
That's right. And what's the other game again?
Strategic game.
Intellectual?
Oh, intellectual by Monika.
Sorry. I had to parody that.
Yeah. So he doesn't have a strategic game. No. He has no social game. And he hasn't...
He's got no strategic game at all.
He's got... Yeah.
Because his thing was the alliance and everything outside of that is like... As you pointed out, when he was talking about the girls in trouble.
Well, he hasn't told you. He blatantly says, I haven't decided to discuss a strategy with them because there's no need to.
And what was your response to that? Why not?
Yeah, of course there's need to. Because if you had, maybe you wouldn't be in Jury Villa right
That's
now.
That's right. You know?
So yeah, he's gotten... And his physical game is he's fit.
That's it.
That's about it.
You know, biggest loser.
But how... he hasn't really proved himself yet. And look... If he was doing that strategically early on, so he didn't make himself a threat, great. But now's the time where he can no longer do that. It's okay now, 6 left, 7 left, to go on a streak. You got to go on a streak.
I was just laughing, when he was on Exile Beach.
Yeah.
And he was like, what was it?
He said,
I've cleared my head, I've focused. And he's doing they're showing him doing the
Tai Chi stuff.
Tai Chi, right? And he's like, bring it on or let me loose or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like... 42 days in, that's not a good time to be starting to let yourself loose.
He started, and I thought he started strong. I was like, he's got this.
But, he did. He did. He really did.
So my thing there is, you put him with no vote. Fine, that's your decision. It wouldn't be the decision I would do.
The next vote.
The next vote, to vote out the person with zero power, to me, it's like, okay.
Exactly.
It's obvious you keep them around for one more vote. Sure, if they win, like
if they win an immunity, okay.
You vote the other one out.
Yeah.
You vote them out. It's simple. It's like, okay, there's 3 of them left. One can't vote.
Yep.
Sweet, we get rid of one of the other ones.
Exactly.
The next time, he still can't vote. Vote out the other one. Bang.
Because when he comes back?
Well, no. He still can't vote. Yeah. Wins individual immunity.
Yeah.
Vote out the other one.
Exactly.
If he doesn't win individual immunity, he's gone.
Yeah.
Done.
There's
and this person is one single person who now has a really hard time to. And if it is Sharn would probably still be going, come over to me.
Oh.
Come over to me. It's like, you're the only one left.
Monika, you know.
Come to my side.
I believe, yes, Sharn, your move is 100% correct.
It's like, that's like, it's, and you're golden. And so from there, he's given himself, with one person left, right? That one person can no longer can't do enough talking to sway people across. The other people could bring her in to get rid of him.
That's right.
Yes, but she, or if it was Steve, or he, could not get the others to swing to them.
Well, I think one of the great things about that would have been the end of the Champion Alliance. So whoever was left would realise, I have to play an individual game.
Yeah, because you're the only one left in that alliance.
That's right. You just have to start playing an individual game, right?
Which to me would be too little too late. And,
of course it would be.
So if you've done that, if you put yourself in that position, that gives Brian an extra week to play his idol. And I feel now not doing that, there is potential for 2 people to talk and pull over one of them or 2 of them.
Well, the potential is...
Sharn and Shane could pull over a Fenella.
Exactly.
Bang, 4-2.
4-2.
They could potentially pull over a Monika, 3-3. There is too much room for error and too much potential that Brian now needs to use his idol if he doesn't win individual this week.
That's right. He should have voted off Sharn or Shane last week.
Yeah.
Last episode. Left Steve there as dead man.
Yeah, and then vote him off next week. And if he wins the individual immunity, you vote off the other one, and it's irrelevant then. Yeah. And then it's pretty obvious that the other 4, the 4 of you will most likely, because it's the 2 girls and Brian and Monika. Monika, it's obvious to us that Monika needs to go with Shonee and Fenella.
Yeah. I think
that's the time, and if you're Brian, that's the time you want to be using your individual idol.
That's true.
You've now taken that potential and made it. You have taken that certainty to be able to use it then, or when the one of them tries to get you out, to now maybe needing it when there's 6 left.
Maybe
like he might need it next week, where beforehand he didn't need it next week.
Maybe. Look, I think Shonee and Fenella are playing a really good game. They're really being inclusive with Monika, and they've got King Grub.
Yeah.
right where they want him.
And you know
they feed the ego.
Yeah, exactly. And that is such a great place to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what? Yep, he's the king.
He's the king. King Grub, right?
King Grub.
And they're going to keep... But I think, and we spoke about this in our last take, I think what they probably do is get rid of one more champion like Sharn or Shane.
Yeah.
Then they'll get rid of King Grub. And then it will be like the last champion left. And then it'll be Monika, Fenella, and Shonee, who all have an equally good chance.
Yeah.
There's your final 3, I think.
Yeah, it's
right now.
And I think Brian could have been in that final 3. He still can. I'm not saying he can't.
No,
any of them can still be.
That's
but
right.
I feel like he's put a bit more. You know, it might have been, say, an 80% chance he could get to final 3. Mm. He's now probably dropped it to a 57, 60% chance.
I disagree a little. I think he's in the same boat no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because, like, even though he's voted off Steve, next time I think they're all going to recognise they need to get rid of a champion.
Yeah.
Right? Because when one left, they're just a vote then. They're just somebody that you're going to use for a vote.
Yeah.
But I think at that one, when there's one left, I think Monika and the 3 girls are going to go, okay, it's King Grub time.
You don't think they could be like, well, we can get rid of Brian now, and it's still 3 versus 2?
They could do that, but I think it's preemptive. Like, why bother?
Yeah.
You know, get rid of Sharn.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. Why bother?
They've got to, like, if Brian ever wants to do something, all he's got is Shane to go to. They've still got 3 versus 2.
Yeah.
Goodbye, King Grub.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
No.
And this is one of those things, it's like we say this.
That's right.
Your time was then.
That's right.
With this one, your time's now. Like most times we're like, now is your time to strike. In this one, you're pretty right.
Yeah.
The way the numbers sit, their time can be. It's the only thing is what can pop into their head is what if he wins? What if he wins individual at 4?
That may be true. Like they may go now.
Yeah.
Right.
But you were right as far as it doesn't really impact them.
No,
it shouldn't.
It shouldn't. I think we're looking at our final 3. I think it's going to be Monika and Fenella and Shonee.
That'd be interesting.
And they've all played a really similar game, I think, at the end of the day. And played smart too.
I think Monica's call onto that game a bit later. I think Monika was definitely not playing that game until Benji said that thing on the bench.
Yeah, okay.
Monika wasn't doing anything. I think Shonee's been playing it the most.
Oh, she's been playing
because she got moved over there.
Right.
Fenella came in and joined, and they've been doing a very good. They've been playing the Sandra-esque game, and there's nothing. Like I said, King Grub.
Yeah.
Beautiful
strategic move. Brian up there as King Grub.
Yeah.
King Grub, right? So what does the alliance, the other opposition think? That's the leader.
Yeah.
Right?
It thinks that's the leader, but it also thinks we have no power. And it also thinks makes the leader feel good.
Great. Feels great. I'm 100%
and we've said that
confident.
so many times. And not so much for making someone feel like a leader, but if you are leading and you have all the power, the beautiful thing to do is give someone else a bit of power. Make someone else feel awesome.
Yeah.
And that's what these two girls are doing. They're just stroking Grubby's ego, and he feels so safe.
That's right. He's said, I think I've got a really good relationship with these two girls.
He has a great relationship.
He does have a great relationship.
And he's put in the work. Like, they've built that relationship from merge. That's a really great thing. But at the same time, it's so good that they're keeping it so strong, because then they can come out and take it away from him.
That's right, because he won't see it coming.
Because again, Sharn and Shane are correct in the sense that it's 2 versus they're 2 votes together.
Yeah, exactly, absolutely, 100%.
It's great having these 2 people under me, but those 2 people can very quickly get rid of me.
Absolutely. So I think Grub's in the position they want him to be.
Yeah. His idle play is what is crucial to him. Yeah. His idle play and individual wins are what's going to be crucial to him now.
If he doesn't hear about it, he's going home with that idol in his pocket.
We can't have another one. We can't have another one.
Man, 2 in a row.
I'm seriously going to get on that island next year, and I'm just going to play idols. I'm going to find and play just for the sake of playing it.
Exactly, do it.
Just because.
Just show people this is what you do. You find one, you go and use it.
Yeah, because this is killing me.
Yeah, I know. But I seriously think, I think the girls have such a good relationship with Grubby, he just will not see it coming.
Yeah.
And I think Monica's a good enough player to sit there and say straight to his face without any hesitation whatsoever.
She probably could, because
we're going to vote for Sharn or whoever it is.
I was struggling with Monika and her, but that's the edit, giving her the ditzy edit.
Exactly.
That's the edit. Yes, of course, her strategic gameplay forgetfulness, where it's social, physical, and
the other one,
intelligence, whatever it was. Yes, ditzy. Blah, 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 get it, but God, they're playing it up in the edit.
They're playing it very hard.
Which is, maybe that's why we haven't seen much of Monika until now, because there's nothing else, there's no one else to see.
The bits that we have seen about when she's actually talking seriously about her strategy and about what she wants to do, she's pretty focused. She's not ditzy at all. She knows what she wants. She knows who she wants to get rid of.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Fair. That's fair.
And she knew she wanted to get rid of Steve. We agree that's not a very smart move, right? But I'm equally sure she knows she has to get rid of Brian.
Yeah, again, she wanted to get rid of Steve because Brian said Steve's the one to get rid of.
Exactly.
She had no say in who she wanted to get rid of, but she knew her alliance wants Steve, and she's going to stick with that.
And I'm pretty sure in her mind she knows she has to get rid of Brian.
Yeah, and if I'm Brian, I'm taking her to the end.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be taking her to the end.
I'd be taking her to the end.
Could be a $500,000 mistake, though.
Nah, I don't think Monika has the capability.
No, but that's what I meant. I think a lot of people on that island don't think she's got the capability, but I think there is something under there that she just hasn't shown yet. And
I think she's doing a hustle.
I think she is hustling them hard. No. Listen, when she can sit there and cry in front of Shane and Sharn and do it twice in a row, right, about how guilty she feels. She's crying about how much pressure is on her.
Yeah,
I
think she just struggles with the emotional side of the game.
Personally. No, I don't think she struggles. I think she's willing to reveal it,
Okay.
And that's a strategic reveal. Like, she's got no reason to hide it back. You know what I'm saying? But underneath it, she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
Like, she's sitting there and going to Shane every time, and Shane, that's 100% the best player. I'm 100% on board with that. And what'd she do?
The exact opposite. She's
The
never on
exact
board.
opposite.
She hasn't been on board with it once.
Exactly. And that's somebody who knows what they're doing.
Look, I don't know. I don't know if I can.
Otherwise, you would see her doing something like this. You would have seen her sitting there going, maybe going to Shonee and Fenella and going, I'm not sure about this.
Maybe being so emotionally attached or being so emotionally free is a good thing for her.
Yeah, I think it's a really good camouflage for her.
Yeah.
They see this emotional wreck. What they don't realise is that there's actually somebody behind it who's thinking and able to act on what they're thinking about.
Yeah, okay. No, so, I just think anyone going up against Monika will put her to shame. I just don't see her putting up a good final tribal speech.
Let's put it this way. I don't think Grubby's going to be a very good talker.
Don't think he's going to be a great talker. I think
and I don't think he's going to, let's put it this way, against Monika, I don't think he could beat her talking. He could beat her with a resume.
Yeah, and that's what I think. Yeah, he beats her with a resume because I don't think Monika has a resume.
I'm not sure. I think she's building one right now. She can go up in that council and she can point to Shane and Sharn and go, well, you didn't think I was going to flip on you twice, did you?
Yeah.
And they would have to sit there and say, no, we actually had you pegged for a flip.
Yeah, that's
and you didn't.
Fair.
You knew what you were doing.
It's just not a strong enough move to me because she's
don't worry about that.
Because yes, she did that, but the whole time she was in line with someone else's idea of what they wanted.
Yeah, but look at Sandra. Sandra did exactly the same thing.
This is true. Right? This is true. But that's why I just think Shonee and Fenella are
what I'm trying to get at.
Shonee and Fenella have that gameplay better.
Yeah, they
sell
do.
that better than Monika.
There's a bit of a difference between a goat and what these girls are playing.
Okay, yeah. Fair.
A goat is somebody who just has no idea what's going on and does just what they're told, right?
Yeah.
Somebody like Shonee, Fenella, or Monika is they know when to do what they're told because they want to be in the background.
Yeah.
And they can look like they're being told, but it's actually furthering their gameplay because they know they need to do this to get ahead.
Yeah. What did you think of the little snipey remarks at Tribal about carrying each other?
Oh, look, I think Brian made a mistake saying Monika.
He did.
Right.
Or if he,
but I think he was being honest.
Yeah, he was being honest.
And I don't think he was singling Monika out because of Monika. I think he was just trying to say to Shane, you're the oldest, but Monika's the youngest.
Yeah.
And she still needed to be carried. But I think what he meant to say was, we've all needed to be carried at some stage.
At some point. We've all got our weaknesses.
Exactly.
And I just think it came out a little bit...
Too pointed.
Yeah, too raw.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's going to be definitely, if Brian was able to make it to the end, that is his downfall. He's not pleasant in his words.
That's right. Well, look at the way he said to, I have no problem with this, by the way, but you know, when Shane and Sharn had him at the feast, and they were like, come on over, Brian, come on over. He's like, well, no, I'm pretty comfortable.
I love that. Love it.
I love that he was so straightforward about it.
Yeah.
Right? But it may not have been the wisest thing to say if you had put him on the tribal.
Again,
on the jury.
Well, yes, not the wisest to say and put on the jury, but also not the wisest to say that if you weren't playing with a Sharn and a Shane, Sharn and Shane got information there.
Yeah, that's true. That's the other side of it. Yeah.
Really solid information that they could have used to exploit Brian's strengths and
they did try, remember?
Yeah, but
they didn't do a very good job.
They tried in the same aspect of come to us.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
Rather than going to them.
I don't think, when they tried to tell the girls, look, he has a plan for how he's going to vote people off. I don't think that was a surprise. At that stage of the game, if you don't think people have got a plan for who they want to vote off next.
Exactly.
Right?
And at the same time, I think it's like you said just before, it's like Monika, Shonee and Fenella probably should get together and...
Oh, I think so. I think
they should. They really should. It's going to be as far as the most outwardly weakest final we've ever seen, but very subtly strong.
Yeah, very subtly strong because, like you've pointed out, Shonee and Fenella are playing a very good game.
Yeah, we've been on Shonee since she came across before the merge.
Yeah, before the merge, she was playing this game.
She's been playing a very, very solid game. Yeah. She's been playing her strengths very, very well.
Very well. What else is there?
No, I think that's it, isn't it?
I think that's about it. American Survivor.
American Survivor starts.
Yes.
Tomorrow for us. So if you were just Australian Survivor fans, please jump on and watch American Survivor.
It's the granddaddy of them all.
Pretty sure it's going to be on Channel 9. So 9 Go, catch up or whatever that is.
Yeah.
Watch it on that if you don't get time to see it. Normally it's going to be great. We'll be filming our episode for the first episode of David vs. Goliath, season 38 or something? 39?
39.
Whatever it is.
What it is.
We're getting close to 40.
We are.
I wonder if we'll get to 50 seasons.
That's 20 years at 40. Whoa.
So that's awesome. We'll be here again Friday night to do a bit of a breakdown of that one. Say what you like. Like, comment.
Tell us your final three.
Yeah. Who do you think your final three will be? There's, the seasons start off really flat, but it's really picked up once the merge happened.
I'm going to pick it right now. I'm going to say my final three: Monika and Fenella and Shonee.
It's a good final three. I really kind of would. I kind of want to. I'd like to somehow see Shane in there somehow. I don't know why.
Shane legend, yeah. I would. It'd be nice.
It'd be nice, but maybe a Brian, Shonee, and Fenella become final three.
I'd be happy with that
because I'm quite happy. Like I like Shonee and Fenella's game slightly more than I like Monica's. I think Monika.
I just think they're a natural. They're a natural match, but I would have no qualms seeing Brian and the girls in there.
But I think your final three is pretty on the money. Funnily enough. Which who would have thought? Like go back at the start to see Monika get to the end.
Well, even just go back to merge.
Oh god,
you wouldn't have imagined
it. You just would never have seen Monika get this far. No. But sometimes there's bigger threats, and sometimes it's just so strange to see.
Well, actually,
so many people go flying the rain.
I've been watching the old season. That's exactly what Sandra said about her strategy in Pearl Islands was there was always a bigger threat. I was a vote that they always came to. And I always had the attitude, if it's not, as long as it's not me.
This is the weakest final three that we've had. And you said it was in contrast to last season. But it's interesting that last Australian season was very similar.
And we got to that point?
That's what we're talking about now.
Okay. And from there we went to...
The end.
The end?
Yeah, that was... Okay. We were like 2 minutes off.
Oh, right.
We're probably a minute 10 off.
So did we mention American Survivor?
No, we've done that. We've done all that.
Oh, okay. So what do we do then?
It's like, going in line with just... the weakest final three that we've had.
Okay, yep.
So this is like strange, like this weak final three, the same Sandra strategy, but 3 of them have that, right?
Exactly, yes.
And it's very similar, not similar, but last season on Australia, our big threats were taken out.
That's right.
And we're left with a couple of dull ones plus Jericho.
Yeah, Jericho, that's right. And he pretty much played that sort of game too.
Well, Jericho played a very great game because he was always behind it with Luke. But Luke really helped him out in that final tribal, saying we talked about everything together.
Exactly.
If he didn't have Luke there, he wouldn't have won.
No, he wouldn't.
Whereas in this, we've got 3 really flat, kind of Sandra-esque, as long as it isn't me, game styles that possibly could make final 3.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is such an interesting thing because all the big targets get removed really early in the last 2 Australian seasons.
Yeah, that's right.
Something for me to think about coming into season 4. Is it not? I think it is.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, that's it from us. Yeah. We will see you guys in a couple of days' time for David vs. Goliath. The next American one. We'll see you then. See you guys.